70s and 80s. But they're still, I mean, they were still performing and still doing all that stuff too. Not in your wheelhouse. The Specials was before my time. I mean, the Specials was 100% before my time. I didn't actually start liking a lot of that music until like recently. It's just like the Misfits. I only got into the Misfits like 2 years ago. I never really listened to them before. Misfits are like from like the same time period, like the 70s and, you know, well, late 70s, early 80s. I literally only started listening to them maybe like 2 years ago. Good music is timeless. Yeah, I remember you were saying. A really good band. They still actually perform too. But that was a time for good music, yeah. I feel like good, like the internet kind of destroyed good music. It just kind of oversaturated things. Like if you like you could like almost look on a timeline and like, you know, the end of the 90s, like early 2000s, when the internet was starting to get like, you know, become popular, was when good music started to die off. Well, Jesus. Only I could flip a fucking snowmobile. Internet killed the video star. I don't know what it is. I think it's just like maybe just technology in general just made people lazy when it came to like, you know, producing music. Not really sure. Creativity died somehow. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. What's up, first year? Before Nickelback, after Nickelback? Oh, jeez. It's like it's like very cliche to say, but it's totally true that like music is like been dog shit for the last what 15 years. Very few artists that stand out. What cheats are we using today? We haven't got into that yet. It's only first game of the day, so we'll see what we get accused of today. Coronas. You checked out some early BNL. What the hell's BNL? It's too early for me to be doing acronyms. Oh, Bare Naked Ladies. Oh, they're from Toronto. The crazy thing about the Bare Naked Ladies, when I was like younger, like my grandparents lived like right in the heart of like downtown Toronto, so I'd go down there all the time to visit them and stuff when I was a kid. And you would see like the Bare Naked Ladies just like walking around all the time, and like it's You know, they weren't getting like mobbed like, you know, artists would nowadays, you know? They're just like walking around like normal people, but all the time. But yeah, I love the Barenaked Ladies. I was always much more of a Barenaked Ladies fan than I was of Tragically Hip. Which are arguably one of the most popular Canadian bands in like the last 20 years, I guess. Did I miss a Fargo? Jeez, relax, chat. You guys are so needy. You know what would actually be a cool addition to the game is instead of having the handheld smoke launcher, because like people like to, you know, use flares and stuff, do a smoke launcher that takes up the bottom, like the grip slot on an AR. Like not for actual noob tubes, but just for like the smoke grenades. I could deal with that. That wouldn't be a terrible idea, to be honest. Because it wouldn't be like overpowered or anything. Do I listen to Joe Rogan? I used to listen to Joe Rogan until he became all like weird. I used to love the Joe Rogan podcast. Now he's all just fucking very, I don't even know. Ever since the whole like, especially since like the whole like COVID thing started happening, he just became very odd. And I don't really like him anymore. I feel like, I don't know. Ever since the whole like horse tranquilizer thing. Dude, I didn't even have a kill. It's the mushrooms. He used to have some great guests on his show. I used to love listening to his show because he'd always be like really interesting guests, like no one you've ever really, you know, heard of. Now it's all just like controversial stuff that I couldn't be bothered with. It's only controversial because people make the way. Okay, when I say controversial, I mean like, I don't know. I don't mean it in like a good way. I mean it like, there's a difference between. I find that he tries to sound smart sometimes on certain things, Joe Rogan, and he just really isn't. Going good, Pats. How about you, man? More fun. That was probably a bit ambitious. It seems like people overact these days. If someone say something stupid, just ignore them. Oh. All I'm saying is that like Joe Rogan used to like have, when it comes to Joe Rogan specifically, he used to have very interesting